Nick, are you in the zone of danger? The danger zone? Oh, dude, okay. So we're talking about, folks, air conflict-specific carriers, and I understand this is a World War II flight simulator thing, but god damn it, the whole time I was just singing Danger Zone the whole time. I was just going, highway to the danger zone, and that was the entire time I was playing that game. Oh my god. Honestly, this game, Nick, is $20. $20. Just retail price, start out, gameplay. You want to keep it for $20? Not really. No, I'm not really big into flying. But if you are big flight simulators, you're gonna balls deep into this game. I'm just gonna say right now, Nick. I don't know. First off, what do you think of flying games where you get to play, Ace Combats and such?
Generally, I really do kind of like flying games. It's one of those things where, I was trying to learn how to do, fly the jets and helicopters at Battlefield 3, and I was having fun with it, but the only problem is they don't give you any fucking missiles to begin with, so you're actually down pretty quick. But, these flight simulators, I've played a few, and, I really do enjoy them, so it makes me excited for the, free-to-play Combat coming out.
Oh, yeah, I don't know when the hell that come out. I tried to release it, I couldn't find it. This one, it's, okay, the problem, you said jets and stuff. Well, the first thing I noticed, and it kind of bugged the shit out of me, okay, so it's a World War II fighter, which, of course you would, you're playing a World War II fighting game, but so why would not? Problem with World War II planes, though, they were slow as fuck. I mean, seriously, you're just flying them. I'm just like, god damn, what am I flying in the Wright Brothers shit? This is going so slow. Cause so you could pick, alright, you start out picking either the Japanese or the Americans. God damn it.
America.
Every fucking recording we gotta do something where we're dogging on the Asians. In some way. I don't have any problems with them. I think I just love doing the voice of the Japanese, you get to pick either, you get to pick either, Americans or, Japanese. Well, being a gun-toting American, I don't own a gun, but, I'm a rootin' patriotic son of a bitch, I'll pick the Americans. And they start you out where any good World War II game would start you out, Pearl Harbor. So you start out Pearl Harbor, you're just like, oh, you gotta defend your ships, which honestly I'm like, well, we did a piss poor job. Actually, I think I did actually fail a sub-objective of actually defending the Arizona or something, because it got sunk.
Well,
but,
I imagine it was a World War II game. Well, if they're trying to be historically accurate, then it would have to sink anyways, just because, that's what happened.
Yeah, honestly, so I didn't feel too bad. But anyways, first off, I played the Ace Combat that came out in 2011, which is the last line I can think of that came. I can't others. But the combat that came out in 2011 was pretty fun. It was actually fun. It was a little different because you had, rockets you could shoot and, the missiles to air dynamics. It actually worked and it made flight combat a little bit more interesting and the dogfights were way more interesting. This one, the dogfights are kind of just like, I didn't give a fuck if an enemy was behind me because they can't shoot worth a shit. They'll be shooting me, they may hit me a couple times, but I have so much health, what do I care? It was more the AA guns that would take me out, if anything. Basically the dogfights just turn into, they have a little area. It kind of had this auto lock. You might be able to turn it off, you might not be. I didn't look because the auto lock just sped things up. So you have an auto lock, you get close enough, it just kind of, as long as you kind of move your plane a little, or your little plane's cursor in the area of the plane, you're going to be locked on, you can just fire your machine guns. But here's where it gets into the weird thing, Nick. So, did you ever play the original Battlefields, like Battlefield Modern Combat 2?
Nope.
Okay. Side note, real quick. Battlefield Modern Combat 2, it had an interesting campaign story thing where it had no real story, but they give you missions, and you had say, 20 troops, and maybe a couple tanks or whatever. So you got a select amount of troops, and say you're being a machine gunner unit. He gets killed. You just go to another unit. But you can also switch between that unit at any time. That is how this game works. You have a set amount, you have 3 squads, Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. And each are different types of planes. They're bombers, torpedoes, whatever. They all have different sorts of planes, but they all kind of play the same anyways. Yeah, so you get, like, I think Alpha has the most planes. And basically, you play as that character until you hold the select button. And then you hold the select button, and basically when you do that, he goes and refills on ammo and stuff, and if he's really damaged, he'll repair, and that takes twice as long. But you send him back to base, or to the ship where it's at. And then you move on to the next plane. It's kind of an interesting mechanic. So I call it basically Battlefield, but with planes. And it's really interesting because, you know, you'd be like, oh, because they don't give you much ammo for the most part. You don't have enough ammo with one plane to take out all the planes or all the ships or whatever your objective is. You don't have enough to do it with just one. You need to be switching. But from what I saw with the strategy is I would only switch planes when I ran out because this game does one thing that's a fuck you. Say if you have planes that are, you know, out refilling ammo and stuff, and you are in your last plane, you're like, oh, I ran out of ammo, and you hold select, mission failed. You're out of planes. I'm like, no. I was like, no, they're just refueling. No, so I've had it many times when playing this game where I'm down to my plane, and I'll just fly around circles, because it's something where I had to bomb something, but I don't have anybody available, and he's out of bomb, so I'll just fly around just like, da-da-da-da-da, gotta wait for the other to come back. Oh, it kind of annoyed me. It kind of made the game just kind of drag on. Yeah, that was kind of interesting. But it also has, you also can have permadeath. Because you can go into your roster, you can earn more troops by completing, like, sub-objectives and stuff. And if you do it really good, you can earn more troops. But if a plane gets shot down, the guy has, it's like a flip of a coin. Whether or not they covered him is okay, like jettison in time. Or... and if he's dead, he's dead. And it's kind of cool because certain pilots shoot down a plane, you earn experience points, and you earn enough experience, they get little perks and all that stuff. So some of them might be, you know, I had some, you know, Charlie badasses out there who were able to shoot those motherfuckers out of the sky like it's nothing. And then I had some, but you know what really pisses me, I have some few problems. I'm going to try to get through the good shit about this game, and that was one of the things I really liked. I liked the permadeath thing that you can have, so you could be like, I mean, it wasn't as good as, say, XCOM was, but it is kind of interesting in the fact it was just kind of like, that's very nice. you know, you can actually have a set of, you have some pilots, so it's kind of a point. I didn't keep track of who the fuck they were unless they were high enough to care. I was like, they had to earn their wings with me, Nick. They had to earn their spot squad.
So, different pilots, were they, did they have, like, not like special skills, but did they give you, like, different perks, kind of, in a way? Like, was someone, like, were they a faster flyer,
yes,
or better tilting, or something like that?
You had to level them up, though. So they all out in the same playing field, but if the more that pilot shoots down or completes objectives, he'll earn, like, 5, 10 experience. And when he earns so much experience, he becomes, like one of the specialties I remember was, a jettison, like, specialist, which means if he got shot down, he's not gonna be dead. So, I mean, that helps. So, I mean, others are like bomber specialists, which means his bombs are, I think that bombs are stronger or something, or maybe he has aim with them. None of that. Yeah, so different perks depending, and just randomized. I didn't like, oh, there'll be this. It just kind of generated, this character gets this, and they have to get up to a certain level, which I don't know what that level was with you. Yeah, and let's think of anything else that was good. You actually have different types of missions you can do. So they're not all, so you got missions where you're on offense, where you're like, oh, you gotta go attack this Japanese island, bomb all their stuff, and maybe, or you gotta take out these ships that are, you know, the Japanese, part of the Japanese Navy, go take them out. So yeah, you had those missions. And then you have missions where you, on a Skudnik, you have a mission where you play as a lookout. And when you play as a lookout, what you do is you're in first person view, and you just look around and see something in the sky, pull out your binoculars, report it, you have to temps. If you saw like seagull or something and report an enemy, if you report them, the first time you report them, nothing happens. That was the end of mission you completed. The second time, it kind of pissed me off because it's like, oh, we see these guys, they're coming to attack us, you know, it's just kind of a quote-unquote cutscene of my guy shooting them, and basically I had to try to shoot down a kamikaze thing. What really pissed me off is I shot his ass down and he still hit our boat and they said mission failed. The good thing is, though, is you don't have to complete that mission. It's just kind of a side mission. All you have to do is complete one mission to move on to the tier of missions. So, I mean, you can really fly the game. The missions, of course, gradually get harder. So you kind of try to encourages you to get your pilots and stuff more leveled up, get up there, but I never saw the point. Not like they ever got extra thing.
Needless to say, there was a lot of dead signals on watch.
Yeah, I was shooting them out of the sky. I saw, you know, they always had this weird thing. There was something always in the background, and I never knew what it was, but it always looked like ships. But it never was. I'm trying to think. I think that's about as good. I never touched on the Japanese campaign, people. That's just because I didn't feel like it, I'm going to be honest. So I have no idea how they play. Yeah.
Did you get to drop the A-bomb?
No, I bet you that's the end. I didn't play this one to the completion because 3 games came out this week, and this was not one of them, or last week I guess it would be. This was not one of the I chose to beat, which, you know, was good honestly because the game I chose to beat was much better. Now time for my flaws with this game. Alright, flaw. Your AI without you ever getting a chance to play as them. I've had that happen a couple of times, or I've had even worse where I'd switch to a pilot, and he was just out of ammo. I'm like, well, fuck you! Why didn't you just go back? Here I was thinking, I got about 3 more pilots I can use, switch to him, he's out of bullets. Well, look, I got 2 more to use. I also had to and then of course, like I said, they could get shot down, or they injured as fuck, because I don't know what they're doing while I'm doing, but they're flying around just getting shot, because they're not blowing anything up. I was like, if you're gonna be within the AAs, at least be blowing shit up, and maybe attack the AA guns, you know? Don't leave everything up to me while you just fly and get shot and hurt. Oh, it pissed me off. It kind of annoyed. When you have a set amount of troops, I kind of want them to be good. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine, I wonder on the Japanese side, they just, I mean, it's not really a joke, but I wonder if they, you know, if they run out or they're almost damaged, I wonder if they do a kamikaze.
I'll admit, Nick, I did kamikaze a couple times. On accident, but, you know, I've because some, like, with I didn't know how to use the torpedoes for a while there. I didn't know, like, how far away I needed to be from the torpedoes. I actually had to watch a clip on YouTube to figure out I had to be, like, so far away, because I was getting close up on them and dropping them in the water, but I was too close that they would just hit them and not detonate. So you had to be far enough away. So doing that, I would occasionally run into Dan, and apparently, okay, I don't know about you, you think if an airplane hits a ship, pretty catastrophic. No. Doesn't do anything. If an airplane hits an anger, it can blow. So it's like a weird... The damage model thing is kind of weird. I don't know if they make the ships like extremely strong because the torpedoes just don't do dick on land, but they're really powerful in the sea, of course. Which all comes up to another one of my complaints of they will totally let you dick over a whole mission if you accidentally click the wrong planes, the wrong squad for the mission. Because I did that. We were attacking the island, and I picked the Charlie planes, which are the ones with torpedoes, and I was flying around being like, wait, I don't have land, fuck! The torpedoes don't dick on me! And basically I had to restart the whole mission over, and, like, quit out the whole thing. You can't even just restart, you have to quit the whole thing. Also, my biggest problem, this one pissed me off. It pissed me off so much, Nick. Your AI will occasionally run into you. Your own planes will occasionally just fucking run into you. Or I would have it where I'm like, I need to make a turn here, and there's a fucking load of my own guys right there, and I run into them. That pisses me off so much, because guess what? I'm out 2 planes then. I'm just like, you motherfucker. I just took out 2 of my planes, and it pissed me off so much. I usually ended up restarting when that shit happened, because it's just so goddamn annoying. The first mission on Pearl Harbor, we were like, we got reinforcements. I'm flying in there. There's one of their guys. I'm gonna go get him. I turn, ran into my own guy. Fuck! Damn it! It's so much. I mean, that should be unacceptable. I'm sorry. I mean, also, what kind of dumbasses fly that close together? I don't know if that's something our military does still, but that is fucking stupid. Because, god damn it, that's so goddamn stupid. Like, let's fly right at the same level, at the same, right next to each other. In case you have to do a maneuver, you can't. I was like, and I can't command them. I can't tell them to go get the fuck away from me. They're doing their own thing. Because, trust me, Nick, if I could, I'd tell them all to hang the fuck back until I needed them, so that way none of them get hurt or use their goddamn bullets.
So is that saying that friendly fire is on? I mean, besides plane ramming?
Yeah, you can, because also, and this kind of annoyed me too, is sometimes the Japanese planes would not appear. Like they wouldn't appear on screen, so I would end up as like, I don't know if that's a Japanese plane, because they weren't part of the objective. They only appear if they're part of the things that shoot down the planes, which majority of the time, a couple times they weren't. They were just hanging because that wasn't part of your objective. And they're having dogfights and shit, and I'm like, I hate to tell you, Japanese planes look really similar to ours, and I want to shoot down a plane. So, I'm not I literally am just like, yep, do your own thing, because they can't hit me with the AI in this game is good, because with their AI, like, the only thing of theirs that apparently has dead-on accuracy was their AAs. Because their SAMs and shit would lock on to my ass. I'd be attacking an island, all of a sudden, my health is just going down, I'm like, Jesus Christ! Somebody help me! And what they're all doing is like, I'm shot too. What do we do? I'm like, maybe attack him? No. I don't know. I could just shoot in the air. Because somehow my bullets are gone, but yet you're the only one doing damage. Let's see.
You know what I see? I see you on the island, and it's like a scene from Star Wars, and you got Obi-Wan and you use the Force, and you're focusing real hard, and right before the shoot off your shot, fuck, I picked a torpedo
Dude,
plane.
That really, that did, oh my god. And the whole time I was thinking, I was like, I don't care if it's a torpedo or not, it's gonna blow up. I don't care if it can skip around in the caveman, I'm doing something down there. The bombing is kind of strange because you have to be like fucking so goddamn close to bomb. Like when I say bombers, Nick, I'm not saying like, oh, we're like 800 feet in the air and we just drop bombs and napalm those motherfuckers. No. We're getting up close and personal. I'm 10 feet away from the goddamn building. Like, and that's the only way cursor to count. And sometimes above it, drop a bomb. Didn't count. Look what?
Did you have to look like through a scope thing, or did it show you from under your plane? Or did you have to just fly and estimate?
Okay, if you look for the biggest flaws, no one's a damn plane. Like, basically, if you look through the scope, your plane just starts going, just like, we're just flying. They're going in a straight line, which, you should be, but I don't know how to, I couldn't use that. But they do have a one where if you're just in third person view, and it has this little cursor on the ground. And maybe I could be up higher, but honestly, that was a janky control scheme. I think it would have been maybe with other people, because then I'm not the only one doing everything. And maybe
Well, I saw they had multiplayer challenges. Now, was that other people online, or was that just, let's compare scores?
They have a multiplayer mode. They do have a multiplayer mode. I did get around to it. I really just kind of gameplayed it for a couple of... And really, they just started repeating the missions. Like, literally every mission's kind of just a slather repeat. It's just kind of, okay, you gotta do this, now you gotta do this. Okay, now these two missions, you do this and this. Kind of like, oh, you just... There's nothing special about the missions. Then again, it's only bucks, people. So if you're really into... If you are kind of... If you World War II game... I haven't seen a World War II game in quite some time. I can't even recall a World War II game. I think it was Captain America?
Or that, Call of Duty War.
Captain America came out that. Or after, I should say. So, yeah, I guess Call of Duty, or Capca was the last thing set in World War II I can think of. And yeah, so yeah, if you get that World War II hard on, by all means, play it. It's only $20, and if you probably could find it, most people probably pick this up and might have sent it back. You might be able to find a used copy for like 17 or 15. It's gonna bargain bin. It's started down the bargain bin. So if you like flying games and all that, it's this. Nick, from what I've described, would you get this for say $15 or even $20?
I probably would with Ace Combat coming out, but then again, I do have a hard on for World War II games, so probably.
You know what? It's one of the games I wasn't even planning on playing for review, but neither one of you three wanted to fucking play it, so I was like, fuck it. Good thing is, I think I convinced Dustin to play Payday, so yay. I did get Payday 2 or something, so I might have convinced him to play that, but that's off topic. Yeah, overall, you know what? It had some bad AI. It had a story, but as you could tell, it was all text and some dude just talking over it, so I didn't care. Honestly, if you want me not to care about your story, put it in text because I won't read it. I'm not reading your fucking story. This is 2013. I ain't reading your no goddamn story. Yeah, so I have to give it a C. I mean, really, I'd be lying to you, Nick, if I said I did have fun. I'm not the biggest flight guy, but you know what? Every time behind one of these flight simulators, I always have fun. I just like the dogfights, really. And it's not as good combat, but you know what? $20, you can't go on it, really. So I'm gonna give it a good old C. That everybody. Let's see. How should we go out on this? Besides, Nick, you can be my wingman anytime.